Caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire.
Halo semuanya, kembali lagi di channel HatCat ID. Di video kali ini gue bakal main game Sherlock Holmes and manis. Ya, jadi ini tuh game apa ya? Game versi awal dari Sherlock Holmes yang sebelumnya gue pernah main itu. Judulnya apa ya? Oh ya, Devils and Doctor ya. Itu sebelumnya itulah kayak alurnya ya. Kalian bisa lihat sendiri ini dia masih muda, mukanya itu masih fresh gitu lah ya. Ini coba saya tahu dulu apa ya, play. Oh ini sih sama ya, sama ceritanya kalau salah. Di sini gue coba pakai ini aja, pakai ini stick ini, oke ini bukan factor selection ya, oke siap. Coba aku coba game aja. Oke, yes. Sebelumnya ada sisipan cuma belum terlalu jauh sih, baru di videonya doang. Ini namanya In Memory of the Ukrainian. Di sini tuh cerita ya. Ada iklan nggak jelas. Di sini tuh episode 1. Judulnya The Fate of Black Peter. Jadi di sini ada kasus pembunuhan yang si Peter ini ya dibunuh ya. Di sini gua disuruh kupas kasus ini, maksudnya gua disuruh ini ya pokoknya. Ya itulah pokoknya. Nah, ini si Watson buat apa gitu deh. Ini nggak tahu kenapa dia nembak pakai blindfold.
Holmes.
Bego ya. Sini gua sudah berlindung gitu.
Holmes, will you stop that?
Oh ya bajingan, stop.
You are utterly mad.
Sini. Oke, ini pengenalan awalnya doang.
Stop, Holmes.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Oke, ada step, ada itu pokoknya, ada polisi.
Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. Gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been
Ini ya,
murdered.
kasusnya dimulai.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
Ini yang punya.
It's the only
Apartemen.
exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
Ini orang.
You're out of your mind.
Gila ya pokoknya.
I missed
Ya,
4 out of
pakai
10.
vas yang buat latihan tembak.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good.
Oke.
Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey,
Peter Carey.
born in 1845 and 50 years old.
Umur
An
40
ambitious
tahun.
sort, he achieved much
Dia
success in seal and
ambisius.
whale hunting around Scandinavia.
Paling
Retired
gua
in
rada-rada
1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee.
Oke, di sini gua
Has
skip
the
aja.
investigation...
Yes,
Give me half an...
take it.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve.
I should...
No,
Oke, gua skip aja di sini. Gua juga kurang ngerti suruh apanya. Examine. Apa ini? Astagfirullah. What the fuck? Yang ngintip siapa? Yang diintip, yang bening gitu lah ya. Masa ngintip begitu sih? Oke udah ganti baju. Loh, udah mau ganti topi. Ya udah deh. Sini coba gitu. kita langsung aja keluar. Oh iya di sini nggak bisa keluar kayak depan buat gitu ya. Kita langsung ke woods lihat aja, langsung ke rumahnya ini orang. Situ lumayan jauh ya. Oke, ternyata lumayan cepat. Harusnya ini lama ya, tapi karena itulah namanya juga game. Apa ini?
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Oh, ini TKP-nya kalau nggak salah ya. Mana dia? Oh, itu. Oke, kita kejar dia. Yuk, kejar sih. Assalamualaikum. Oke.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
Oke, ini
As
kayaknya
soon as we
sini ada.
can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
He's a detective. No doubt you've... I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
Oke.
My condolences.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Ini emak-emaknya dia. Gua coba interogasi dulu. Anything unusual that night? Apakah ada yang
Madam,
tidak biasa
can you
malam
tell
itu?
me if you saw or heard any...
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible
Kedua.
scream.
Dia dengar
I
suara
thought
teriak.
nothing of it then. He would scream all the time
Dia
when he was
takut
drunk.
kan? Enggak deh. Gua kurang ngerti.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in
Ininya
the
Peter
evening.
itu mabuk.
He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd
suka
stay
ngamuk-ngamuk gitu.
all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
When was the body found?
Do you remember at what
Kita
time
lihat
you
jam
found your
berapa
husband's
bodinya
body?
ditemukan.
In the morning,
Pagi
at
hari
around
katanya.
7 o'clock,
Jam 7
I noticed the cabin door was open,
dia nyadar.
but I didn't
Pintu
go in to
kebuka.
take a look, for I knew my husband would not.
Okay.
At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and...
Oh my god. Mayatnya kayak apa?
Was
sih?
your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Apa ini?
I mean, he didn't
Oh,
really
no.
have many friends. He lived quite an
Ini
isolated
ngomong
life here
grafiknya beautiful
after his
gitu ya,
retirement.
maksudnya semut gitu loh. Walaupun gua nggak rata kanan. Apa kota? Kita disuruh inspect apa ya? Oh, apa sih? Oh ini. Kita disuruh mendeskripsikan kata ini. Ini. Yang penting loh. Sarung tangan jemput ini buku Alkitab kalau nggak salah. Mana lagi? Oh ini nih. Birdhouse. Kisah. Everything become easier.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey.
Kita mencoba
Nevertheless,
buat
I believe it will be less of a
semua
burden
akan
for
menjadi
you
baik gitu.
soon.
Kita
Yes.
dia.
Life was...
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return
Ke
from Plymouth?
Plymouth.
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
How do you know about that? Kata. Agreement. Ah ya. Ini kalau nggak salah.
You undertook a pilgrimage
Oh, benar,
to the
yes.
Cathedral of Santiago, the shortest
Walaupun gua
route
nggak
for the
tahu ya
pilgrim
mungkin
from
apa.
it. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Jebakannya seorang TV.
Thank you, madam.
Kabin gitu ya.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to...
Mr. Holmes?
Oke. Kita
The
bakal
door
masuk.
is locked.
Loh, kok kunci?
Wait just a
Nggak
moment,
sih?
Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin
Oke,
and
tadi
tamper
kita
with the
dikunci sama
evidence.
polisinya biar gak ada yang masuk.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
Halo.
Seems to
what
me
the
that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
hell? Lucu namanya.
Let me see.
Halo gitu. Baik, disuruh apa tadi? Oh ini ya. Examine. Scratches. Examine.
These scratches are fresh.
Oke.
You're right. Someone tried to force open
Oh,
the
ada
door.
seorang
I
buka
swear
itu
these
paksa
scratches
ini.
were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Oke, siap.
Well,
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Oke, kayaknya coba buka aja. Oke, mana mayatnya, Cok? Oh shit.
What a
Sadis sih
terrible
lo.
way to die.
Ini orang-orang psikopat nih yang mukul gini nih. Bukan mukul, masuk gini. Coba bebeb dulu ya kan. Sesuatu lah. Oh ini. Ada sesuatu di sini, Cok. Oh ini.
This place is not an object was
Ada
taken from
box
here.
ini. Kayak. Udah.
The tooth.
Oh iya.
The ship's logs of
Ada sesuatu kah? Oke, ada
Peter
box
Can-
ini. Oh ini.
old navy.
Wah, apa lagi coba? Oh ini, ada meja ya. Tobacco itu anu ya. Apa namanya sih? Tembakau ya. Tembakau itu tembakau. Mana, Cok? Apa? Oh ini. Sini.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
What the hell? Nah. Woi, kok agak ada siapa nih? Bentar ya, ini udah pas kok. Nah, itu.
This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Oke. Sailor ya katanya. Jadi ini laut ini palingnya.
Someone dropped
Di glass.
it.
Ada bear. Oke. Kayaknya gua udahan deh gini deh. Belum.
The sea unicorn.
Nah, kita investigasi dulu yang pertamanya ya.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Oke.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall.
Jadi dia kayaknya ditusuk gitu ya. Paksa gitu. Ada pisaunya apa ini?
This wooden hand.
Oke.
This blood is from the pool underneath the Peter Carey took.
Oh, dapat diambil barang putihnya.
The weapon.
Salah. Cok. Ya, apa ini ya? Oh, ini.
JHN.
Oke. Oh, darah.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates.
Oh, bisa dibuka ternyata. Ini ada nomor-nomor gak
These
jelas, tapi bukan
abbreviations
kode
mean
clear.
something.
Oke, kalian tahu lah. Diambil semua barang bukti yang bisa. Kayaknya udah deh. Ada lagi kah? Ada ya. Bentar.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Ada map nih. Oke.
Dundee.
Dundee. Apa ini?
Hammerfest.
Hammerfest.
It's a whaling map.
Tempat berburuan ya katanya. Berburu paus.
have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Belum. Sabar. Tunggu. Berhenti. Ya kita. An ambush must be made tonight to see if the break-in attempt will repeat. Ya, jadi kita harus buat penyergapan kalau yang tadi maksa masuk itu kembali lagi di sini. Oke ya.
Someone was here yesterday.
Kemarin,
They attempted to force the door to
mereka
gain
maksa
entry.
masuk pintu. Gak tahu gue ngapain. Ini kayak gitu deh. Kalian kita coba kasih tau ini ke inspekturnya. Kali aja ada apa.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
Kita
Why
beruntung
is
kan.
that?
Kenapa?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
Maksudnya?
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha.
We shall remain...
Oh, jadinya kita tuh apa ya? Merencanain penyergapan di sini tuh. Tuh kan.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Oke, ini udah malam kita coy. Tuh, kayak orang stalker aja ini orang. Gua penasaran ini orang nunggunya berapa jam itu loh.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Oke.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Buruan, Cok. Nah, kita dapat nih malingnya nih.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Oh,
Shall I
dia
tell
bilang
you?
dia-
You came to retrieve
Rasa
what you had
bersalah
lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were
dia
here
bilang dia ada
waiting
hubungannya
for
sama
you.
Peter Carey, pembunuh.
What is
ini.
your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
Oke, tanpa basa-basi
What?
langsung ditangkap.
But
ya.
you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the
Gue suka
judge.
sama grafiknya ini loh.
You're
keren.
coming with me to the yard.
Mulus itu mukanya.
But
Tuh, mulus.
In light of recent
Walaupun gua nggak
events,
arah
it
tengah,
seems
nggak arah
evident
kanan
that
gitu
your
ya.
coming here was unnecessary. All the same,
Oke,
I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
sama-sama.
You are welcome, Inspector. But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like...
Oke, kita bakal interogasi besok pagi gitu loh. Oke. Iya, pastinya udah kita dapat. Scotland Yard itu kalau nggak salah ya. Kepolisian gitu, apaan kepolisian? Investigate the of Peter Carey, especially sekian informasi. Ya di sini ada taksnya, misinya gitu. Itu map, itu barang berharga gitu. Matinya kita. Loh, langsung ke sini gitu loh. Gua kapan balik ke rumah gitu.
Mr. Holmes?
Holmes. Holmes, bukan.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested.
Ah, the young man.
Young man.
He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Oke. Belonging itu aneh, barang bawaannya. Gua coba ngambil barang bawaannya dulu. Periksa maksudnya. Ini ya.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Ini ada cincin. Cincin apa? Cincin pernikahan lah.
And partner,
And
1883. To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before.
Oke.
Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Atau ya. Kita nanti suruh ngeliat arsip gitu seperti biasa.
A handkerchief
Kita
with the
ngecek
initials
laporan gitu atau
J.H.N.
koran surat kabar lama apa gitu ya. Buat nyari informasinya gitu. Ini episodenya.
A pocket knife.
Oke.
The notebook that we... These abbreviate...
Buat.
These are the...
Udah lah.
These abbreviations means...
Ini apa? Oh, kita coba interogasi dulu anak tadi itu ya. Kalian tahu jangan. Tam. Ada pistol coy, keren banget. Ada revolver banyak ya. Ada pistol lah, bos, gak pistol. Apa ini ya? Bukan, itu lama ya. Ini mau integrasi, kita interogasi langsung John Nelly kan gitu. Notebook. Ya bentar. Tadi bawa dulu deh. Di gold ring gitu.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Salah, Cok. Di sini dia bilang, gua gak nyuri itu. Itu tuh punya aku itu loh. Tapi salah ini. Di sini ada tertulis. Ada...
The ring's date of
Ukiran
engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Besok apa ya? Sini.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
Oke. Di sini dia katanya nggak bunuh orang ini ya.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Ya, kita tanya kode dia maksudnya.
I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
Oh, sih. Coba inspeksi. Shabby cat. Mana nih? Ini apa nih? Patch. Jean. Expensive fabric. Baju mahal. Ini ada kancing. Aduh, bisa apa lagi ya? Ini ada luka, kalus, scars, ada luka, ada apa ini? Mana? Short sleeve. Oke, udah. Rings owner kita tanya ya.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the
Kita
ring?
tanya.
The ring is mine.
Cincinnya itu salah, goblok, bukan punya gitu, Cok. Aduh, gimana ya? Aduh, ternyata di sini suruh pilih jawabannya benar.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
The ring is mine. Ini kalau salah, father's.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Sama, Cok. Gue juga speechless gitu.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
What am I doing?
Sekarang coba lihat dulu ya. Sana. Oke, Clue. Ini apa itu? Break a table black rada, capable disproof, bla bla bla. Tax experiment required. Itu fine. Eksperimen lagi kita, guys.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to
Oke,
oblige.
sekarang kita minta pertolongan sama Dr. Watson. Tuh. Kayak kita disuruh pulang deh. Bisa kan sekarang? Di sini nggak bisa jalan-jalan open world gitu lah ya. Ini statusnya Watson ini ya, kita ke Watson dulu ya. Coba lihat lagi ya. Ini apa ya? Oh, cara portrait John Elegant. Oke, ini dah. Sekarang gue harus cari si Watson. Ini dia Watson. Halo, Dr. Watson.
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
Asik ya, langsung seneng gitu.
But we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself.
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
Bentar, dari muka
I
ini
don't
gitu
quite
aja.
follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal
Ya,
closest
kayaknya
to
itu
man,
dulu
morphologically?
seri setelahnya Devil's
I see
kok
what you're
nggak
getting
ngerti
at,
Watson
Holmes.
sendiri.
You asked me that once before.
Watson
On the
yang
Ripper
lagi
case, I believe.
tua.
Do you want to slit some more pigs?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Lah, jangan bilang kita disuruh nolong ini ya. Oke. Ini dia. Masih ada ini kan?
That should do.
Dia nyebutnya di mana gitu loh. Bentar ya. Sekarang kita bisa ke Whitechapel Watcher ini. Sudah dapat harpoon. Nggak tahu suruh ngapain kita dengan ini. Apa ini? Oh alah. Kita sepertinya disuruh lempar ini ya. Lempar harpoon.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself.
A little experiment.
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Oke.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most...
Alright. Tuh. Trot.
The harpoon has struck the body. Holmes, you should...
Sorry Watson. Oke, nice. Ini deh. Tembus coy.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Oke, kampret tadi dia agak bayar loh. Ini bagus cok. Apa ini? Ya bodo amat lah. Sekarang gua ke mana ya? Kayak kita ke seluruh Scotland deh kalau nggak salah. Oke. Kita dapat anu ini, fit of strength electro, fit of strength ya. Ntar juga coba ini dulu. Menurut gua sih gitu ya, kita harus lempar kuat, cuma sekedar ngejar hoki. Coba cara ini.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Locked.
Kunci sih. Oke, kita ambil lagi nih.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed,
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell us. My father was convinced. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever...
thank you for the story, Mr.
Ya, ini dia cerita kok dia.
Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at...
Examine the six slots. Slots are my bosom like connection between Carey. Oke, ada ke rumah lagi nih. Bentar. Coba bisa kita.
These are the suspect. These are...
Masih belum, coy. Mau coba balik ke rumah lagi. Chiefnya. Oke. Di game ini kayaknya lebih simpel gitu lah ya kasusnya. Dia nggak, misalnya ini dia nggak keluar akan membuat gitu. Jadi bawa waktu gitu buat nyari sesuatu gitu. Dia langsung ke intinya, langsung ke rumah gitu ya. Aja jalan kaki yang bikin lama.
My archive. This is where I keep my...
Kagak ada anjay.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful. My analysis table. It is...
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
Oke. Sekarang gue bingung coba. Kita coba ke ini rumah lagi ya. Ada sesuatu yang bisa kita bikin untuk awal biar kita bisa nyelesain kasus ini gitu. Oke. Mau coba kemana ya? Nanya emak-emak dulu kali ya. Iya. Oke. Ini dia. Is the gunner is that a customer?
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Okay.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Kita nyari kotak ini ya.
Thank you, madam.
Who could do such a thing?
Kagak ada, cok, kotaknya, cok. Belum nyuruh gua nyari di sini, kagak ada anjir.
18.
Okay.
This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This is the log notes for Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last...
Cerita terus sih nambah. Kagak suka gue cerita-cerita. Find a crew, kita disuruh nyari crew. Stop. We might have to find crew. Weekends. Oh, weekend ya. Gua tahu sih weekend ini. Dia itu anak kecil ya. Semacam pesuruhnya Sherlock Holmes gitu. Coba kita ke Baker Street.
Kayaknya kita bisa keluar deh, kayaknya ya. Coba lihat kamera dulu. Oh enggak. Oke.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who are aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon... I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might that...
The Secret Police Division.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Gimana? Buat window ya, window deh. Oh alah.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Nah, ini dia Wiggins.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Jadi itu dia Wiggins.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Gua dipanggil seseorang kayaknya. Terus ini kan Mr. Mason Effects. Nah, kayak ada sekali Scotland Yard. Terus berusaha lagi sama polisi-polisi itu. Sini kita balik lagi ke Scotland Yard. Nah, lo ya. Udah ada cerita aja.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
Okay.
As always.
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses...
Let us...
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Asik.
Breathtaking.
Breathtaking. Ini sampai John Wick ya. You're breathtaking. Bukan.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes?
Okay. So, interogasi orang kita. Mana orang aja? Wow, ini bukan tempat nyiksaan itu ya? Bukan sih ya? Ini ya?
Mr. Holmes?
Iya, lain.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you, but you're not getting any more than that.
Well.
Oke, kita ngecek ini orang dulu ya. Wih, nice. Ana ada luka ya. Old scar. Activate crash date. ini tukang kumpul gitu ya, tukang kumpul dari itu.
That's all for now.
What am I doing here?
Jadi dia ini tukang kumpulnya Peter gitu ya. Kemungkinan besar sih dia gitu.
Mr. Holmes?
Di sini juga udah dapat berapa bahan-bahannya.
How is it?
Ya gitu doang. Oke, dapat ya barang bawaan ya. Salah semua sih biasanya. Oh, kalau main cok. Ini dia.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Putih.
William Hurtley's old boots. There is
Maaf.
the stains are fresh.
Ya apa ya? Ini apa anjir?
A pen.
Udah gitu doang. Oke, di sini kita suruh analisis aja surat-surat gitu. Jadi bisa kerjaan Watson sih. Kembali ke Baker Street. Oke. Kita analisis kertas itu, kita cari tahu ada tulisan apa. Ya udah gitu ya. Ini kayaknya ada clue lagi. Missing box. Nah, masih belum ada sih. Oke.
A new suspect.
I need to prepare. First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent. First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Third condition. No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the...
Salah anjir. Salah cok.
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition. Colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Jadi gini ya. Pertama itu semua warna bisa dipakai. Jadi gue pakai ini aja, orange. Kabur lah.
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence. Third.
Oke, sekarang dulu. Sekarang kita pakai dulu. Baru kita pakai orange.
No, something isn't right.
Salah. Nah, dapat juga kita jalannya. Gitu dong.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Cuk, gak ngerti kok anjir. Oke, jadi gini. Ini game memang benar-benar memutar otak dan gue harus buat catatan segala macam ya buat ngelarin game ini. Jadi gue sudahin dulu sampai sini. Gue bakal lanjut di episode selanjutnya gitu. Di episode selanjutnya gue bakal tuntasin ini game, pokoknya kamu tahu gue ini game benar-benar menarik menurut gue. Ini game wajib gue tamatin seperti game Sherlock Holmes yang sebelumnya udah gue mainin. Oke, jangan lupa like, share, subscribe video ini kalau kalian suka. Jangan lupa kalian dukung terus channel gue ini ya. Jadi itu dari gue. Sampai ketemu di video selanjutnya. Bye bye.